And welcome to the first episode of Like-Minded with your host, Recabilly.
Hello everyone, welcome to Like-Minded. This is a show where we talk to like-minded people in the gaming community. Today we have a very special guest. We got Qmagnet.
Yay!
What's up, Qmagnet?
Hello there.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Go ahead and have a seat.
I'll sit
right there. Yeah, awesome, cool. Welcome, man. So go ahead and face the camera right over there. You no need to look right over at me all the time.
You're so pretty though.
I know. It takes a while though. It takes a lot of work. You should see me without my skin on.
I don't think we need to.
No. Let's not put that image in people's faces.
That's for after the show.
That's for after the show. Behind the scenes. Alright, so Qmagnet, who are you?
You just said who I was.
That's true. What do you do?
What do I do? I am part of the mapmaking community. Yeah, we're one of the communities of Minecraft. I like creating kind of custom games to play with. Yeah.
Anything we might have heard of?
I made a resource pack test map and also made a maze style map called Complex. Yep, those are kind of my biggest ones.
Right.
Had a couple unknown ones called Variety. It's called
Variety.
Diversity. That's what it was.
Diversity.
Never heard of it.
Right. Never heard of that one either. No, it must not be very good.
Oh, you're right. You're totally right.
Any YouTubers playing it at all? By any chance?
A few. I think a couple of guys, CDF Demand and Recabilly, they played it.
I think I know those guys.
They look really good on camera too.
Oh, sweet. That's good to hear. All right, so you are in the gaming community. You do a lot of maps, and to be honest, who hasn't heard of you? And if you're watching this for some stupid reason you haven't heard of Qmagnet, you need to just pause the video, go subscribe to this guy. He does awesome videos and awesome maps. You should really check him out.
Thank you very much.
I'm probably gonna tell everybody to go see you, even though you're much more well known than I am. Yeah, you definitely deserve it. So
Well, see, the reason why they don't know him is because they're not magnetic.
Oh!
Wow.
Did you say that on cue?
That's good. Okay, let's go ahead and talk really quick what we've been up to. Qmagnet, have you been doing anything new lately? Anything we might be able to squeeze out of you?
You mean in terms of map making?
Yeah, either map making or just other games. It doesn't necessarily need to be Minecraft either.
No, I'm basically taking a kind of a break from map making. That was a pretty big project, so
right.
And in real life, like my family and stuff, I've got some kids, and it takes a lot of time to do something like that. So in terms of projects, I'm still kind of thinking about what I want to do next, but I am doing the stupid, useless videos on my channel there, which people seem to get a kick out of.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. I didn't realize, I actually, before I played Diversity 2, I didn't realize you actually had a YouTube channel, so I decided, hey, let's go check it out. And those videos got me laughing so hard. So, yes, good job on those.
I'd like to point out that he calls this stuff useless, but in reality, it's actually kind of cool.
It's really cool. How long does it usually take you to make something like that? Do you have to actually sit down and think of what you're gonna do, or does it just come naturally?
The hardest part is actually coming up with an idea, because the whole point of that series is kind of to parody other channels who have done concepts which I felt are why, what? There's no point, And so it got to the point where I just thought, they're so dumb, I'm gonna make my own spin on it, and but I kind of want to do unique stuff,
right?
So because of that, it can take a long time to think of an idea, and then when I do it to try and pull it over, it usually takes quite a few hours to kind of get it all working properly.
So you actually
depending on the concept,
you actually dedicate some time into this. It's not just this is a useless thing, let me record it because it might be funny. You actually put some thought into it, right?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of work involved in it, but the whole point of it is I try to make you laugh, but also you can't really use that stuff for anything in Minecraft besides just watch it. That's why it's useless. You can't build a concept around it besides whatever's happening in the video.
Yeah, it all makes sense. I like it. I find it hilarious. I know for a fact CDFT Man has been working really hard this week on a couple projects. Do you want to talk about that really quick, CDF?
Yeah, so this studio that we're in right now,
This
Qmagnet.
very one?
Yeah, so Qmagnet, you've played my other maps before, Unbreakable, CDF Air, and the next big sequel to those I've been working on is called Lift 9, and it really plays with the idea of what happens to the player after the testing facility technicians catch you and realize that you're not going to play by the rules.
Oh.
So
Nice.
they basically try to make you go crazy in an asylum. When that doesn't work out so well, they do a bunch of other fun little things to make you go insane. And that is Lift 9. Now, another small project that I've been working on this week is building a map with spectator mode.
We've had that conversation.
So, for the viewers out there,
Yeah.
spectator mode, you know what it is. You're flying around. You don't really have a lot of interactability with the world. You can no-clip through things. And nobody's really made a map using it for that reason. But I've been really working on it, and I think I've come up with something pretty cool. It's not quite done yet. It'll probably be released after Lift 9, as it's a small spin-off of this whole series. But yeah,
I'm still a firm believer that you can't pull it off. So prove me wrong. I'm interested to see what you're going to pull out.
okay, will do, sir.
Oh, the challenge.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty excited to see what you can come up with, CDF. You've been talking to me a little bit about it. Whenever it's ready, let me know and I'll play test it for you.
Oh, thank you.
I've been working on a small map myself. Other than the one that CDF and I have been working on during live streams, we've been working on a little mini game that's basically just us. I kind of had this idea of a Mario Kart, but in Minecraft, instead of racing, you're jumping on platforms, trying to reach the top before the others. And then I have an idea of like doing little like special effects to kind of attack the players ahead of you or something like that. It's been coming out pretty well. CDF has made a nice little second map for it because it's going to have multiple levels that you can choose from and stuff. So yeah, pretty cool idea there. And then I have another one that I was working on a lot yesterday, but I don't know. I'm nervous to see what people think about it. Maybe you can tell me, Qmagnet, what you think. I know you're not a huge person about survival.
Yeah.
But I'm doing a map basically where I'm sure you've heard of Skyblock. Is it Skyblock or Skygrid?
They're both maps actually, but you're talking about just the one little island?
No, I'm
nowhere?
talking about the grid. Zeppelins.
Oh yeah, that's Sky Grid. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's kind of taking from the idea of Skygrid, but instead it's actually pillars. So they're pillars, single wide pillars, placed in a grid area, and the player has to survive and basically just play Minecraft. I'm gonna try and do the end also with the pillar idea, which might be pretty difficult, but I'm gonna make it very like resource intensive, very low amounts of food, and hard to maneuver around the basic map. So yeah, I've been working on that pretty hard lately, and I think it's gonna be pretty cool. So what do you think, Qmagnet? Does that sound something interesting, or
I hate it.
you hate it? I knew it.
Just
I knew it.
kidding.
I quit. I'm gonna drop the project. Delete it now.
I'm all for, and whether or not any map idea is good or not, I'm all for people trying new stuff. And that's exactly how diversity came around, is because I didn't like something about the CTM genre, and so I tried to make something that was unique to whatever. And I think a lot of really good maps that come out are because they're different. Like if you look at the Simburbia map by Jiggerbob, SimCity, who even attempted to try that before?
Right.
You know, anything that is something that nobody's tried before, all the power to the map maker, because that's what's going to keep the community fresh and the ideas coming. So yeah. I haven't ever heard of a pillar style survival, so hopefully it'll go really well for you.
Yeah, thank you. I hope so too. And I'm really excited again to see CDF's game mode 3 version of a map.
Yeah.
We'll see what he can do.
Well, okay. Here's it's just gonna be one big spectacle.
Oh man, you're on a roll! Wow. Good grief.
You know, I'm rising up in the lift.
Oh.
Anyway, so Qmagnet. I feel like now, map maker to map maker, anything that you imagine can be accomplished in Minecraft, minus a very few, maybe like out there crazy things. Before the game had such limitations that you could only do so much, now I feel like the game has really opened up with the custom resource packs, with all this special MBT command block stuff, all these special execute commands and stuff like that, that really players can now start at the basic idea of defining an experience or telling a story and then working from there. What do you think in terms of the options to players now that 1.8 is out?
Oh, it's amazing. Like, I sit here and already, since 1.8, or since the snapshots of 1.8, I've had this thing in my mind. If I can't do it, somebody can, because there's almost nothing you can't do in Minecraft now with in terms of what you want to accomplish in that game, thanks to all the new commands that have come out. So yeah, like, I don't think a lot of map makers well, from what I've seen, there's kind of like two groups. There's the veterans and there's the amateurs, and the only reason I think the amateurs are the amateurs is because they aren't aware of all the commands you can do.
Well, I know through my own personal experience, granted I'm not a veteran, but there is so much that I have had to learn and follow since I started map making that it's kind of mind-boggling. You kind of actually have to like set aside time to learn all these tricks and stuff. And I know a lot of novice map makers, as you say, a simple test for command is something they've never heard of, you know, for like invisible redstoning.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is you have to have the idea, because if you have the idea, I want to make this monster walk over here and do this certain thing, the commands are available for you, but you can't just stop and say, oh, there's no way I can do this in Minecraft. So, like, as a map maker, and I learned it too. I didn't know anything about map making before I started Diversity, the first one, and again with the second one. I had these ideas, I want to pull this off, but how do I do it? And that's where YouTube is a really awesome resource in that people all do all these videos of here's how you do this command, that command.
Right. I actually find those pretty useful. Even though some of them, like, sometimes I feel like if I make a video on this, it's too easy and people will get upset. Like, oh, this is not unique at all. It's just how to use this command. But then I remember, like, oh, there are those people who are just starting and they don't know any of the resources to get these commands or to even bother looking for them because they don't know that they exist. So, yeah, I like the idea of posting videos of small tutorials like that. They really do help a lot.
You'll never know who you actually inspired to do something. Like, you may do a video and you only have a few people watch it, and all of a sudden one person who watched it makes the biggest map of all time, and you had a part to play in that build process indirectly. So
right,
any type of knowledge sharing within the community, I'm all for that.
All right, Qmagnet, I got a very simple question here, but I feel like everybody has a unique answer for it. How did you get your name, Qmagnet?
How did I get my name? I have shared this a few times on my channel, but I'll try to give the short version.
All right.
Basically, it is a literal letter Q magnet. It was a fridge magnet from my kids. Basically, I was trying to think of a name, and I looked down, and my computer room was fairly messy, and there was a Q magnet. So I said, that'll work. That's
awesome.
That's how it came up with the name.
That is really cool. I like that. It's pretty unique. Oh, that's really
Is that
funny.
how you name your maps? Looking around, it's just like the
Look on the
diversity of
floor. What's the
plants.
closest item to you? Oh, that's a diversity.
I can't tell you the amount of hours I spent trying to think of the perfect name for the maps that I've done. Oh my gosh. There's a lot of thought put into picking diversity or complex as a name,
Nice.
but
Well,
not
okay.
much into my name, no.
Let's talk about that then. How much of the design and map making process is you pre-build thinking out the whole map?
Not a lot, actually. I kind of... it's kind of risky because I will basically just start it and the ideas will come as I'm building it. I have some sort of thought of I want to accomplish this type of game mode in this area, but as far as the whole layout and everything, I go in completely blind, and then eventually it just, okay, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good, and I don't know if anybody else builds maps that way, but I kind of go in completely blind with that.
Very interesting. So, have you ever told a story in a map? So, obviously, diversity, there's the adventure map portion, but I'm talking about like a whole map that is like, this is a story that we want to tell, that we set out to tell, that type of thing.
Well, my first quote-unquote adventure map had a psychological story that you didn't know you were going to get involved in the story when you started the map. And I'm particularly proud of that, and I don't really want to spoil anything because it's not as well known a map, but I think it's worth playing for the story alone. But as far as that sort of thing, I'm really drawn towards psychological and mystery and stuff like that. That's what I like for story-wise in Minecraft maps.
So, do you foresee yourself making more story-based maps in the future?
I could. Basically, like I said before, I want to develop unique stuff, and for a long time, the adventure map community was all story-based. And then eventually these other genres came out. So I don't know if it's the right time for me to go into sort of that old school type story map or move on to a mini game or something like that. Haven't really decided which direction I want to go with next.
I like the idea that you said where you just start.
Just start and you go in.
Yeah, and then you just keep going. Like that's kind of cool. I like that idea a lot. What sources of inspiration do you use in your maps?
Sources of inspiration? Mostly Jesper the End.
Well, okay, that works.
I have a lot of really awesome, like you guys, like awesome mapmaker friends all over. Somehow I've managed to become a part of that community because I think there are some mapmakers who never get involved with the other mapmakers and they're really missing out. So I am kind of lucky enough to get inspiration from all different types of avenues, and I've played a handful of maps, and I can get inspired from even bad things. Let's say, definitely don't want to do that in another map, or something I really like. Basically, I started my first adventure-style map because I played a puzzle map from Jesper, so that's where I get most of my inspiration from, actual map makers.
That's really cool, actually. Yeah, I'm proud myself that I was able to get in contact and bring along CDFD Man, because when I met him, he was small YouTuber, maybe under 100 subscribers, and I was, what was I, like almost at 1,000 or something? And I was just like, this guy needs to be known.
I was a nobody, and I stayed that way.
Yeah, until I came along and basically pushed him, and now he's, getting in contact with people like you and Ron Smalik. It's pretty cool how much just a little nudge can take somebody.
Yeah, and you know what? It's actually, for me at least, and I think this would be true with most other people, is somebody reached out to me. Like, I was nobody. Somebody, and actually it was Ron, he reached out to me out of nowhere. And I think that's what people who are a little more veterans in the community, we need to reach out to the lesser known people, because it's kind of like a big sea of Minecraft map makers. And if you're if you don't really know anybody, it can be a little intimidating, I think.
Oh yeah, I agree. We actually have a friend, Nate T. Bird. He has maps that have been played by a lot of people, but not many people know who made the map. It's a shame, really, because he's really good at making maps, and I really want to get him. We should probably get him on the show one of these days, CDF.
We definitely should. And might I take a moment to say thank you to Ron for just bringing people together. I think he does a really good job at that. And
that
big
that
part of the
guy
community
is the backbone of the map making community. If you don't know who he is, you don't realize how valuable he is to the entire map making community in Minecraft.
and this is Ars Malik.
Yeah,
Because
Ars Malik.
Yes, Malik.
Yeah.
We'll put a link in the description for him for sure, because he's a huge part of the community.
You've probably seen his map reviews on the forums. He's
Oh,
played
yeah.
over 666 maps and reviewed them all with precision, with an actual score system. It's like, it's not just, oh, that was okay. It was, okay, this is what I liked, this is what I didn't like.
Yeah, he's awesome guy. I might not even be a map maker if it wasn't for him. It's
Wow,
possible.
That's big. That's a big statement. Qmagnet. We could not have had diversity if it weren't for RS Malik.
It's
Or Ron's
entirely
Malik.
possible
Malik.
because he reached out to me and pulled me into the community. So
Wow.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
How does one who has no connections reach out and try to get involved in the community?
That's a good question, CDF.
Yeah. Well,
like
I think if you want to be a map maker, you've got to put out some sort of project and grab someone's attention, I think. And that's the hardest thing is like there's a lot of really bad maps. And I do some YouTube Let's Plays. It's like, if it's not interesting, I just pass it up. So put some quality into your map, and then you'll catch somebody's attention. Typically, maps that I've done, I've actually started some sort of connection to the map maker. So I think it's kind of like they see your project, and then you start some sort of relationship, and then it just spirals out to the community that way.
So, obviously Diversity 2 had multiple big names work on it. What did you do in terms of bringing map makers together, and how did you kind of manage that in terms of, having all this brilliant talent contributing to one map?
Yeah. To be honest, it didn't feel like we had some really a lot of talent, and we had some recognizable names, but it didn't feel like we were producing a big movie or anything. It was just a group of friends trying to make the best map we could. And I had actually just approached them individually. When I started it, I wasn't even planning on doing a team, but I figured if I'm going to make it a better map, I'm going to need to seek out some other people because I wanted more diversity in it. So I think I'd played a map by half of them, and other things I'd seen work by them, and I was impressed. And one of the members was one of my YouTube subscribers at the beginning, and they're just the different guys in the community that I liked and I approached.
Yeah, I always thought that it's better to work with people, but I always find it hard to work with people because, people have different types of building and how to do their redstone and commands and stuff. Did you have any struggles like that with working in diversity as a team?
Well, in terms of command blockery, there was kind of 3 of us who were focused on that stuff. I was one of them. The other 3 were more into build structures. It's a bit of a different monster because diversity is, because of the way it's laid out, where you teleport away, we don't have to be on the same world server and build together. I honestly have no idea how people can build together like that. That's thankfully the diversity is split up so we can just import the thing into the world file. But we did have a few, I don't want to say arguments, but a few discussions about how to do certain commands and that. But for the most part, we all got along because we all wanted to make the best project. And I was humble enough to say, I really need help on this command because I have no idea how to do it. And 2 of the guys, Jesper and QWERTY, are brilliant with redstone and command blocks. Absolutely brilliant with that stuff. So I was happy to get all the help I could from them.
Got a good team there. A lot of big name people too.
Yeah, they do a lot of quality work, and I'm really proud of that map for sure.
Yeah, definitely something to be proud of. I've seen a little bit of the boss fight. Like you said, we're playing the map, so we haven't reached that point yet.
Yeah.
But my girlfriend watched it, and I saw a little bit, and man, it made me feel like I am the worst map maker in the world.
Yeah, I cannot take hardly any credit for that because, again, that was a combination of two of the builders. I did very little with that branch, so I love to see their work shine on that, and I'm really proud of that boss fight, especially because in the first map, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the boss fight in that, it was a major letdown to most people. I completely dropped the ball, so...
Because it was just the wither, right?
It was just the wither. I had in my mind a certain idea. It didn't come across that way, so I thought this time, spoiler alert, I said I'm gonna put a wither, but I'm gonna put a real boss wither fight in it. And it's one of the hardest boss fights I think that people have made in maps.
Oh yeah. It's definitely high quality. It looks good. From what I've seen, it plays pretty good. I can't wait to get to it. I can't wait. We need to go through survival, but we'll get to it. What do you see yourself doing in the future? Do you plan on making more maps, or are you gonna stick to YouTube stuff, or what's going on?
I'm not really sure. I would like to make a smaller map, something that only takes a month or so to build. I definitely need a huge break from like it was 3/4 of a year to build that one. I don't want to take that time to do another one in the near future. Yeah, I want to do something smaller, but I do want to do something that people will respect and enjoy. So I'm not really sure what to go there. And as far as the YouTube, I kind of do that for fun. I definitely don't make any money off of it. Neither do you guys make it off of yours. But
yeah.
But it's fun. It's fun to do that stuff. Not sure.
I don't buy coffee.
I don't think you can do both. Like I don't really know any map makers who make big maps and do full-time YouTube at the same time. I don't know how you can balance that time.
Yeah, unless you do videos on making your map.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, I did my boss battle map, and it was an entire YouTube series. Let's build a mini game. And it was a boss battle. Granted, it was one of the worst boss battles you have out there.
Was it a wither?
It was a pig.
Oh, it was a pig.
It was a giant pig. But yeah, like I had fun making it. I had fun making the videos. So in my eyes, like I'm more about the YouTube stuff. As long as I get good content for my channel, then I'm happy. So I don't feel like I consider myself a dedicated map maker, considering that's one of the only maps that I really have out there.
Yeah.
But I had fun making the content, so.
And I'm like the opposite.
Yes.
So
that's why we are a good team together.
my whole thing is I love making adventure maps. I think it's one of the highest levels of purpose you can have in Minecraft.
Yeah.
So you know how like in survival there's not really an end game, or you can go kill the dragon and all that stuff, and then you're just like, okay, I'm done. Well, I feel like with maps, you set up a project, you set up a scope of what you want to do. You can work towards that goal, complete the project, release it, have people play it and enjoy it, and then you can start a new one that is completely different than the one you just released. And it's completely different. It's a new experience, and you have fun doing it.
Yep, I agree.
I agree with that, for sure.
Minecraft has the ability to create basically any game you want, any experience you want. Why not contribute in that? So yeah, I understand completely.
So Q, what is your purpose in map making?
I just want to make something unique. I like doing stuff that people haven't necessarily tried, or a new spin on something. Like I don't want to make another Skyblock. There's so many of those. I don't want to make just a straight parkour map. Like I want it to be different, and that's kind of, yeah, it doesn't have to have story, or it doesn't have to have a boss fight, or it doesn't have to have whatever. It has to have quartz blocks, though. It has to have quartz blocks. That's a requirement. But other than that, it could be anything, as long as it's something different. That's what I want to do.
I have an idea for you. Make a working giant magnetic queue. Yep.
Done.
Great idea.
Okay.
Done.
Next project.
Throw in a wither boss at the end, and you got yourself a Qmagnet map. I love it. You should get right on it.
Yeah.
That's
Next useless concept, I think. Giant Qmagnet.
Actually, that'd be pretty good. I mean, yeah, I'll look out for that.
Alright, so it's confirmed. Coming soon. Qmagnet's channel. Keep your eyes out for it.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I think we're rounding up to the end here. So thank you very much, Qmagnet, for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me here.
Yes, thank you. It was great.
Yeah, lots of fun. I'm really excited to see what you can do in the future, even if it's not like maps, if it's just your videos, because I enjoy those too. So, yeah, keep up doing what you do in the community. You're a big part of it, and I'm glad that you're around and that Ron found you.
Yeah, 3 cheers for Ron. Yeah.
Thank you, Ron. Woohoo! All right, thanks everyone for watching.
Hold on.
Oh.
There is his payment
Oh, you're right.
for getting on the show.
Oh man. Oh
So,
dear.
he asked
Right.
very specifically for a payment of, what was it, 3, 4?
I think it was
I
3.
believe it was 10, my friend.
Oh
Well,
no, it was 3.
It was 3.
3.
It was
Oh,
10.
Oh,
10.
you have to do
I want my
something.
10. Well, I got 4.
Thanks
Here,
for
have-
watching, everyone.
Yeah, 64. There's a stack.
Oh my gosh,
Thank
you
you.
are such an expensive guest.
Thank you. Thank
Holy
you.
cow.
I deserve it.
All right,
Really
bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you for watching Like-Minded. If you liked what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to go check out Qmagnet's channel for some of his awesome maps. So if he hurts himself, we're not responsible, right?
It's in the contract. We're good.
We're good. Until next time, guys. This has been CD After Man.
And Recabilly,
Thank you, Magnet.
We are out.
bye.
Bye.